Another thing here in Canada, they will always want to give you credit cards. They want to give you credit cards so that you can go and be spending. Please don't spend your future away. It's an advice. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby if you're new here, and today I'm going to be talking about the credit card system in Canada and how to improve your credit rating. So this is going to be a two-part series, with the first one being the credit card system in Canada and how it actually works. And the part B is going to be how to improve your credit rating ASAP. So when I was leaving Nigeria, as you can imagine, my father called me, sat me down to give me some words of wisdom. And the first thing he said is, don't get a credit card. So yeah, my dad cautioned me. He said not to get a credit card. And why would he say that? So I'll tell you a little bit about the system here in Canada. If you're looking at moving to Canada, if you're thinking of coming here to work, to school, or to live generally, credit is something you're going to become very acutely familiar with. Coming from Nigeria, an African country, we don't really have credit cards back home. At home, our way of living, the way we manage our finances is pay as you go. So when we see something we want to buy, we either have cash for it or we move on. We don't really live on credit, and credit is not the way our financial systems actually work. But here in Canada, credit is an integral part of your life. Not a lot of things function in Canada without credit. So one thing you need to know is that to live in Canada, you have to have a good credit. But I will break it down to you. What are credit cards essentially? A credit card really is a payment card, or is a means of payment where you're able to buy something without actually having the physical cash. So you're essentially telling the bank or building society or organization that gives you a credit card that borrow me money so that I can use to buy this thing. When I have money, I will pay you back. So you're buying on credit. I guess it's time to mention to you that money in a credit card is not for you. It is not your money. So treat a credit card as you would cash in your pocket. But let's go into how you get a credit card here in Canada. For newcomers coming here, a lot of banking institutions, they usually offer a newcomer to Canada card. So you go to the bank, you open up a new bank account, and they would offer you. Another thing here in Canada, they will always want to give you credit cards. They want to give you credit cards so that you can go and be spending. Please don't spend your future away. It's an advice. It's me advising you. Obviously, you can leave the advice and choose to spend it, but they will always offer you. So when you come here as a newcomer in Canada, the bank is going to offer you a credit card, and they will give you, if they don't offer you, you have to get a secured credit card, because it's imperative that the minute you land here, you start building up your credit, because that means you have no credit when you first land in Canada. So when you come here and you open a bank account, they would offer you a credit card. Usually they'll give you something with a small limit, maybe 1,000 or 500. Take it. The higher the limit, the better, to be honest. But you need to be wise and not spend it. So when they give you this credit card, what that really means is that you're now able to buy things without actually having the money in hand. And most credit cards, so the way it works is that for every credit cycle, it's about 30 days. So once you buy something with your credit card, you have 21 days to pay it back. And they call it the interest-free period or grace period. So you buy something, within 21 days, you have to pay it back. And if you don't pay it back, credit cards, the way they actually work is that you get an interest rate, an annual interest rate. So it's different for different institutions too, but most of the interest rates would be around 19.99%, which is like 20%. A lot of them too are 21%, some are 15%. So you get a different interest rate for credit cards. And what that means is that if you don't pay, you're going to pay 20% or 19.99%. The cost of what you bought per month is prorated, but you need to know that the way credit companies make money is by charging you interest for not paying your debt. So number one, you need to know that it's a monthly thing, so you have to always pay your credit card bill every month. The way I have kept my own expenses down and have become debt-free is to always pay back my credit card as soon as I use it. So I don't even pay interest. Why would they eat my $2 extra? Why? Anyway, there are different kinds of cards. Amex, which is the American Express cards. There are different bank cards. So I use Scotiabank. So they have a plethora of credit cards. You have to pick what you want. And a lot of people are familiar with Visa or MasterCard. So those are the two main organizations that sort of assure your credit cards, I guess. So a lot of these cards will either come free of charge. That means no annual fee. Or some will come with a yearly charge to use, and these yearly rates could range up to like $200-300. It depends on the benefits your card is giving you. As for me, I like cheap cards. I want no annual fee. I don't want to be paying $50 or $90 every year because I have a credit card. So that's definitely an option. When they're offering you a credit card at a bank, ask for one that has no annual fee if that's what you want. That's what I prefer. So also, credit cards too, another thing you need to look at the benefits they give you. I'm definitely going to do a video about how I save money here in Canada, but a credit card can actually help you save a whole lot. For example, the one I have would always give you insurance so that when you're traveling, you don't have to buy additional insurance. When you're renting a car, you don't have to buy additional insurance. A lot of them would also give you benefits based on points. For example, Scene points, so you could go watch free movies, or some of them will offer you cashback rewards, which is what I use. You guys know I'm all about the money. So which is what I use. That means you get money back every time you use your credit card. But again, that is not a license for you to go and overspend, because the money you're getting back is pennies based on what you're spending. So that's the way it works here. So there are different kinds of credit cards too. Apart from the fee associated with the card, there's also different kinds of credits. For example, I have a normal bank credit card. I also have a store credit card. So for example, one of the biggest stores here in Canada is the Hudson Bay. So a lot of these big companies, they've decided to start having their own credit card, which means they liaise with MasterCard or Visa card and they issue out cards to their customers. So I also have a Hudson Bay credit card. So you could get a banking credit card, you could get a store credit card. Costco also has one of those, a store credit card. And what these people do is that they just give you more points if you actually use their credit card. So that's one. Then also there's another important credit that people here get a lot. It's called a line of credit. And this is different from a credit card because a line of credit, you have no grace period. Do you understand? So if you use a line of credit, you start getting charged from the minute you use it. So that's one thing to know. But the good thing with a line of credit is that they would give you a very low interest rate. So whereas my credit cards are 19.9% interest rate per year, my line of credit on the other hand is about 3%. So, you have to consider those two things. A line of credit comes as a card as well. It's credit, but the rules are very different from a regular credit card. So there are different kinds of credits you can definitely get. So let's go back to my dad's advice though. He said not to get a credit card. But when you're coming to Canada newly, you have to. Canada is a credit society, so the world really revolves around credit. The way you can ensure that you're able to buy a house in the future or buy a car in the future or sometimes even go to school in the future or get a phone line is by them checking your credit score, checking your credit rating to see if you're credit worthy. So that's something you need to be aware of. Make sure when you come here, you get a credit card. It is important that you're wise in using your credit card, but getting a credit card is really non-negotiable, except you want to not have a credit file, which is impossible because it will not favor you. You have to get a credit card. So I just hope that these tips have been really, really useful to you. If these have been useful to you, click the like button. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Don't consider subscribing. Subscribe right now. If you're not subscribed, subscribe right now so that I can keep making these videos for you to watch. So this, as I mentioned, is part 1. I'm going to talk about part 2 on how you can actually improve your credit rating. Look out for that video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.